FACTORY78.com. You're here again for another exclusive interview. Ade Sope here. We're doing this with Banky W, one of Nigeria's, Africa's most talented entertainers. So you're on another bus ride. Come here, let's go do this. FACTORY78.com.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Banky W. Don't mean to trouble you. Yes, Banky W, Mr. Capable, Mr. Strong Ting, King of the Lagos Party, all of the above. Very good bad guy, you know. Keep it locked, don't go nowhere. We will be right back, I promise, right now.
Lagos City, EMEZ. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Cause when Lagos party, we don't. That's right. That's right. Banky W. Cause we don't give up. Let's go. Ain't no party like a Lagos party. Cause when Lagos party, we don't party. Nobody got to start. That's right. I'm cool under pressure, cold ice in my veins. I got the right to eat like a license plate. My flow is danger. I'm Tyson in Vegas, but we can go all night. This is Lagos, so I did the remix. You can kiss my ass. I really like to eat. I'm trying to marry Mama Gas. I roll with bowlers. Oh yes, I know JJ.
This is FACTORY78.com. I'm Ade Sope. We're here for another exclusive interview with an entertainer extraordinaire, lyricist, writer, producer, musical mogul. Well, Banky Wellington, aka Banky W.
I don't mean to brag or let my pain sag, but what else can I do with this much swagger?
How are you doing to be here?
He's Ade Sope, I'm just cold.
Yeah, he's in the UK now. It's extremely cold, so we're calling this tea and wine with Banky. How do you like that?
It sounds good. Why is it that I'm the one drinking the wine though? That's bad, right?
You know, I think it was a mix-up by the waitress, so we'd have to just take that way.
We just don't want to change the set right now.
Fantastic. Now, Banky, I know you're here for a couple of days. You've had a show at Sheffield, you've had appearances within the last 2 days, and you're getting out of town as well because you're doing something big in Nigeria as well. First of all, how did the show in Sheffield go?
Oh man, it was surprisingly very good. You know, typically as an entertainer, you just kind of go where you're paid to go. And when I heard that it was like, you know, 2 or 3 hours from London, I was a little bit skeptical about whether, you know, people would come and whether it would be a good time. But I was pleasantly surprised, man. Much love to everybody in Sheffield and the surrounding areas. They came through in full force. We had such a great time. We had a Lagos party in Sheffield, no question. And then last night I appeared at a club in London at Legacy, and that was fun too. Every time I'm in London, it's a good time. So you know, more of the same. It was good. It was good. I love my people out here, man.
Your people love you as well. You know, we have been definitely doing everything possible to try to speak to Banky W. The music that you've put out there is incredible. I am an absolute fan. The good thing about FACTORY78.com is the fact that we speak to artists that we are fans of. My business partner, the inspiration behind this website and the whole gig, is a DJ, a professional DJ. We met each other as presenters of a radio FM here in London. So music is extremely important to what we do. Now, we know your time is short here, so we decided to do a different type of interview that would take us through your eyes, with your music, you know, your music history and how you've done it. We want to see, you know, what happened at that time. Now, Banky W, the first project you put out there, 2003 EP, Undeniable. Tell me about the decision you made to put out your stuff, where you were at that time, and the kind of efforts it took you to really let people realize what you do.
Well, you know, first of all, I'll give you kudos because I don't think it's very rare that any media house goes back that far. So much props to FACTORY78. A lot of people don't know that I started really recording professionally in 2002. And this is 2010, so it's been 8 years. Like, you know, a lot of people think that I came in the last year and a half or 2 years, and So it's been a hell of a journey. Undeniable. Basically, what was happening at the time was, we felt like we were talented enough to be out there, but like anything else, like the music business is saturated and it's hard to get out there. It's hard to kind of get signed on or whatever you have it. And at the time we had a couple of close calls and a couple of meetings, but nobody was really saying what we wanted to hear in terms of a deal. And so we just like, what, we'll do it ourselves, like, because we felt like whatever it took to put the music out, we were going to do. So I got together with my friends at the time. Shout out to Donnie, Tunde Demure, and Tino, and we formed the Empire Mates Entertainment label then in 2002. And literally, we recorded the first project, and we were like, what? If we can't get the kind of record deal that we want, we'll put it out ourselves. And at the time, it was really just more hype and just belief, just pure blind self-belief than anything else. But I think if we didn't kind of make those decisions then we wouldn't be where we are now. And it's been 8 years in the making, but I'm really glad that we did. And so so Undeniable, the EP, was the first project, and I really want to say a very big thank you to the fans that supported us at that time, because that was very crucial, like having that real hardcore like fan base that just felt like you were just the greatest thing ever, even though you probably weren't, and you weren't making the best music that you could, but just people that believed in you and loved what you were doing, man. Like, without those guys, I wouldn't be here. So shout out to the original fans from like 2002. If you have not heard the Undeniable album, this is not for you.
Feeling nice with nice on my playlist. Feeling fly, it's almost like we weightless. City of hustlers, home of the bravest. Where the problem has changed.
Now, you mentioned something there that just got wind of something that I've been hearing in the last couple of days. You talked about enthusiasm and the passion that you had for what you were doing.
I'm gonna take this off now.
Please do. Please do. Now, what I heard in the last couple of days that kind of tallies with what you just said is that anybody can succeed at absolutely anything for which they have unlimited passion and enthusiasm. And you've shown that. That's what's brought you here. Now, Undeniable was 2003, 2 years, 2005, back in the building. Now that's when I had a little bit of an insight into who Banky W was. Churned out the massive songs like My Regret and I Mommy, Don't Break My Heart. Now, Don't Break My Heart, there's something that I wanted to speak about. Don't Break My Heart. We'll talk about it with Mr. Capable. Now, My Regret. You got, first of all, what inspired that single? Was it a personal experience, or did you just take what was out there?
Well, 90% of the things that I write come from some semblance of a personal experience. So if it's something that I don't go through myself, it's something that I've seen or witnessed, and I kind of base my inspiration for writing off of those things. My Regret, I was definitely writing about a specific situation that I think really my greatest music, even if it's a club song, comes from a particular moment and a particular experience. So My Regret was no different. We got, quite a bit of props or whatever you want to say from that, and I'm very grateful to everybody that loved the song. And till date, believe it or not, it's still my highest or my most viewed video on YouTube, which is funny because it's my very first one. Yeah.
The reason why I said My Regret was extremely important for us to discuss was you also got, acknowledged by the John Lennon Foundation. Now, John Lennon is part of the Beatles. Anything that comes with that name is incredible music. And they kind of acknowledged your writing skills. Tell me how that felt, knowing that was your second kind of project and to get that kind of acclamation.
Man, it felt really good. Obviously, much respect to the Beatles' legacy and John Lennon and everything that they accomplished, because you can't really argue with that kind of greatness. In terms of me, I think it was just something that just kind of reinforced where we were, because when you start, you're not really financially making out the way you want to. Like when you start making music, you're really doing it because you love it, because you're not making a lot of money from it. And at that time, we were spending more than we were making out at the end of the year, but those things were the kind of like the signs that were like, just keep going because you're meant to be doing this. So So man, it was great. It was a blessing. It was really more than anything else. It was just reinforcement that, you know what, you actually do have what it takes to do this. So just keep going, and I'm glad that I did.
Now, the music that you've put out initially, as well as now as well, you know, has had the international R&B type feel to it. You know, back in the building, of course, you had My Regret, I Mommy, and then you moved up to, I think the next project after that was Mr. Capable. Mr. Capable, I saw the first song, Mr. Capable. I saw that on TV, and it was the mix where the original kind of R&B ragga and then the remix to that. Tell us a little bit, first of all, about your decision in trying to kind of turn it a little bit and invite the African audience into your world.
Well, I think, you know, you tend to just make the music that just comes natural, well, at least in my experience, it just comes naturally out of you. And around the time I was doing the Mr. Capable album, I was kind of transitioning back to Nigeria. And obviously, you know, just being in Nigeria and being influenced by the sounds and the people and the producers and the artists, and you know, I thought Capable was a great song, but I just kind of had this urge to just kind of, yeah, to touch it up a little bit and do something a little different. And one of my dearest friends till date, you know, even though I don't see him all the time, is Kabasa, Eddie Kabasa. And you know, believe it or not, we kind of have like, we're from the same background in terms of like, we both grew up in Akoka, even though we didn't know each other at the time, but we had mutual friends who introduced us. So when I came back, we just kind of connected. And so it was just like a natural progression to just see what we could do with it. And you know, he liked the original. He was like, yo, you know, what about a remix? And so then we worked on it, and we really liked the results. So the video really was just a combination of those things. And then, you know, ever since then, you know, even when, you know, I think it's at least for me, it's very important to just reflect who I am at the time. That's really what my music is. It's just a reflection of who I am and where I am in my life. So if I'm in the club and I say I'm in the club, I really was in the club, you know what I mean? So even when I do a song like Strong Thing or Lagos Party or whatever, even if it has Niger dialects, it's still the same Banky R&B. It's just a reflection of where I am and who I am at this point in time. So that's what the Capable remix was.
Now,
Cool under pressure, cold ice in my veins.
that song completely tore it up. The clubs loved it. I loved it. Everybody did, you know. And there was a night in 2008 speaking about the fact that we are fans of yours first before being like a media outlet for this. We were in the studio. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. We're in the studio I was presenting a show at that time, Urban Afrobeats. It was late at night. My friend Lanre came in. He was doing a show after us, and he just said, you know, here's a track, I want you to play it, right? And I'm like, what track is this? He said, it's a little twist to what Rihanna has done. And I'm like, a little twist on Nigeria, Africa again, all right. He said, listen to it first and then tell me what you think. I put this on, and from the get-go, I was like, no way. Ebute Meta was crazy. First question which I think you answered is, are you from Ebute Meta?